Hi, this video is going to go over the syllabus for music theory class. So hopefully you have a syllabus in front of you and you can follow along with what I'm about to tell you. My name is Beth May. You can call me Professor May or you can call me Beth. Either one of those is fine. I would prefer that you not call me Miss May, but Professor May or Beth is fine. My phone number is listed in the syllabus and you can call me at that number, but not for the next week. Starting next week, call me at that number anytime. If I'm not there, just leave me a voicemail. And my office, 105H in the Pecan Center for the Arts. My office hours are as listed in the syllabus, and my office hours are open to you anytime. You don't need to make an appointment, although it doesn't hurt. Our class will be meeting from 9:30 to 10:45, and if you're here, then you probably figured that out. So first of all, hopefully you've all already taken Music 1301, and if not, you passed the test to get out of taking that course. You should all be signed up for ear training as well. That's Music 1216, and hopefully everyone in here is also signed up for that course. For this class, you'll need to make sure you bring a pencil to class with you as well as staff paper. I don't care whether you buy the staff paper, you can print it out for free off the internet, but you do need to make sure you have staff paper with you every day. That will be very important for you when you're taking notes, and sometimes we'll be doing work in class that will require you to have staff paper. The textbooks that are required are listed in the syllabus. I don't have one here to show you, but they should have some in the bookstore. If they are not available in the bookstore, the first thing you need to do as soon as you leave here is go to the bookstore and fill out a textbook reserve form. What that means is you'll sign a form, you'll fill it out, and then they will actually reserve the textbooks for you, and they will make sure to order you your own copy, because otherwise what happens sometimes is they reorder, but they don't order enough for every student. So make sure you go over there and fill out the textbook reserve form if they're out of textbooks. And otherwise, hopefully you can just buy the textbooks that are required for this class. As you see, the text, Musician's Guide to Theory and Analysis, is required. That's that hardcover book. And also the workbook is required. This book also comes with an anthology and some recordings. You don't have to buy those. However, they are nice to have, so it's something you might consider. In this class, we're going to be covering a lot of different musical concepts. The first part of the class is sort of going to be a review of fundamentals, except it's going to include a lot more detail and things that we didn't really go over much, if at all, in fundamentals class. But as the semester progresses, we're going to continue on. You'll be studying counterpoint and part writing and some other things that we didn't go over in fundamentals. So by the end of the class, just as it says on the course outcomes, along with knowing all of the things that you learned in fundamentals and having a very good grasp of them, you will have some additional information that you know. For example, you'll know much more about seventh chords, cadences, harmonic analysis and melodic analysis, part writing, voice leading, and counterpoint. And you'll even be doing a little bit of writing for different instrumentation, so sort of a little bit of arranging as well. As far as the attendance policy for this class goes, I count attendance starting today. Even though I'm not there, you'll all have signed an attendance sheet, or else you already did so. And starting today, your attendance will be counted. I do not drop students for lack of attendance or for lack of progress. So you have some instructors probably who will drop you if you're not doing well in the class. And of course, although instructors do have that ability at Northwest Vista, I believe that it should be up to the student to decide when it's time to drop a class or if it's time to drop a class. If you find that you're having trouble in the class, I hope that you'll talk to me before you decide to drop and actually come see me in my office hours so I can give you additional help. I'm always there in my office hours, and I would much rather spend some time with you helping you with difficult topics than to see you fail or drop the course. But at any rate, those dates there that are listed are important for you. If you decide you need to drop, you need to keep those dates in mind. And I would like to say, not just for this class, but for any class you take at Northwest Vista College, I think it's really important if you drop a course that a week or two afterward you just check back with the registrar's office, because every once in a while it does happen that somebody thinks they dropped a course and the drop doesn't get processed, and then at the end of the semester they end up with a failing grade because they didn't drop. So it's your responsibility to follow up on that, and I would recommend that you do so just to make sure that you don't end up enrolled in a class that you thought you had dropped. Now, the grading procedure is listed on the syllabus, and as you can see, there are various components to your grade. I'm going to explain a little bit about each one of those. So first of all, every day you'll get a grade on participation. And this is not just an attendance grade. This is a grade on your class participation, on how well you participate, how prepared you are when you come in, do you ask questions, do you pay attention, are you engaged, if we have a class activity, are you participating in that? And so, as you can see, there's a little rubric for how I grade your participation, and you can look over that. But basically, if you're really involved in the class, you'll get a good participation grade. If you're there but you're not really participating, you'll get an okay grade. If you're asleep, you're unprepared, or you're late, you'll get a much lower grade, and then of course if you're not there at all, that would give you 0. The second thing is homework. The homework assignments are listed for the most part in the syllabus, although I do reserve the right to make adjustments to those as needed. But they are listed. I do not accept late work, so you need to make sure that when you come to class, you bring your homework with you and it's finished. When I grade your homework, I'm going to use 2 separate criteria. So 50% of your grade on your homework is just going to be based on whether or not you've completed it. The homework in this workbook has a lot of instructions and a lot of little tiny things, little questions that are asked and little things that you're expected to do. And I will count, if you don't do one of those things, then you'll lose 50%. So you need to make sure you read very carefully when you're doing the homework and do every single part. Even if you're not sure, write something in. And the reason for that is you can't learn if you don't try. So if you try to answer the questions, then I'll go back and correct those for you, and that way you can learn something from it. If you don't know or you're not sure and you leave it blank, then I can't really help you because I can't see where you might be getting off track. So 50% of your homework will be based on just whether you finished it. The other 50% will be based on whether it's correct. So, you know, it is important to, of course, get the right answers when you can, but the most important thing is to complete it and complete it thoroughly. You'll have a midterm and a final exam, and those will be comprehensive. And we're going to have a lot of quizzes in this class. So each one of these quizzes is not going to be worth a large part of your grade, but you will have several quizzes. Normally the quizzes will take place at the very beginning of class, so that's a good reason to show up on time, and they will be timed. The reason for this is that there are a lot of things that you really need to have full mastery of before you can study music theory. For example, if you're still counting the lines on the staff, you obviously can't analyze triads, right? Not very quickly. So the idea is that these quizzes are going to force you to get really fast at certain things that are really important, so that you can go on and focus your attention on other things rather than having to take so long to do your homework because you're counting the lines and spaces on the staff, or you're, doing really mundane tasks that take up a lot of time. As far as making up tests and quizzes goes, normally I do not allow for makeups, but if you know in advance that you are going to miss a test or a quiz, you can contact me, and if you give me the documentation and it's really clear that you absolutely have to miss that test or quiz, then I'll arrange a makeup for you. Some students need extra time to take quizzes and tests. Well, the quizzes are timed, so there's really no extra time for that. But as far as the midterm and the finals go, if you need extra time, you can speak with me about that.